We interrupt this program to bring you...
You don't have to be enlightened to understand the type of people who criticize Laufey. People who actively shit on this game just because it has a woman lead, their voice has no merit to me.
I thought the whole world was thinking what I was thinking. Apparently not. I was then informed that there's people hating on this game, which was crazy to me. I'm like, why? Apparently people are upset that this God of War won't be featuring their God of War, you know, Kratos. And it's like, I'm like, why? Apparently it's because she's a, woman. And I'm shocked. 'Cause I'm like,
because all anyone can focus on is the stupid controversy of putting a woman in a God of War game. I can't believe that people are so sexist, so ready to hate women, that everyone's ignoring how fucking awful of an idea Frank the Cube is.
Doctor, explain, what is that?
The tracks of my tears.
Have you ever thought what
If
it's
you
like
had created a virus in your laboratory,
dimension?
something contagious,
Unimaginable power!
My life. My whole life is
Sure, everything we lost.
could you then kill that child?
My hell.
Absolutely fantastic.
No.
This world going up in flames, and nobody wanna take the blame.
Hi, I'm Totally Online, and some of you people got me fucked up. I was going to leave this topic alone because it's not my place, nor is it my fandom, and to be honest with you, I don't really give that much of a shit about God of War. I just thought the memes were funny. I thought those who were going to avoid the game were going to avoid the game, and those who were going to play were going to play it, and that was it as far as I was concerned. Then I started seeing people crashing out and making short after short after motherfucking short, morally grandstanding and making this about the gender debate, or about women, or whatever. To the point that my entire timeline is now fucked. This is why gatekeeping should be a mandate for all hobbies. Let's start at the beginning. A few days ago at the State of Play, we got a trailer about the next God of War game called God of War Laufey. It's called a spin-off, but personally I don't think so because it's using the name God of War instead of calling itself something else, and, well, it's mainline as well, so it's mainline direction, so how can it be really a spin-off? But hey, that's my own personal pet peeve. Either way, it's not hard to come to the conclusion that Star Wars is about the Skywalkers, Spider-Man is about Peter Parker, and God of War is about Kratos. But the good people at Sony, surprise surprise, thought they could make a game about Kratos' wife called God of War and not get backlash.
And now, the end is near, and so I face the final curtain.
To each their own. Look, overall, I don't really give that much of a shit about the franchise anymore. I stopped really caring after Kratos became a more mature person and a parent in the last two games, but that's me. It's weird to me because it's like Dante giving up devil hunting to be a farmer after Lady and Trish talked to him off screen, or Bayonetta giving up her adventures to go preach about feminism, or, well, Superman with all these powers decides to go be a climate change protester. I mean, one of those things happened, and yeah, it went swimmingly. Anyway, it just feels weird to me. But the fans were happy, and to me, that's all that mattered. Personally, I prefer Revenge Corn Kratos rather than Grown Up Kratos, but here we be. Warning, disclaimer. You're gonna notice I'm not gonna jump on board two main talking points in this video that I'm assuming people who don't care about the discourse are gonna probably want to know about. For example, the gameplay or the cube thing that who are we kidding is just here to sell merchandise. It's for very specific reasons. The main one being, I don't want to talk about them because this video isn't about the game itself. It's about the stupidity surrounding the game. Don't get me wrong. I think that talking cube and the ribbon, well, the choice to have them makes as much sense as having a God of War game without the God of War in it. I mean, think about it. This is the afterlife of the gods. Shouldn't this game be about Kratos versus the gods he pissed off and killed, instead of random gods wanting to throw hands with his wife who they've never met and who we've never met? Yes, the recent games did make Faye sound like she's a fighter, but I don't remember seeing any posts on Twitter or videos on YouTube about, I can't wait to see Kratos' fugly other half kill the gods, or I can't wait to see Zeus or the other gods choose randomly to bully a random woman they've never met before, or whatever. Think about it. Don't you think a trudge through the land of the dead would be more relevant for the guy who we've already been following, and arguably, if not definitively, has more blood on his hands? Don't you think the redemption narrative would hit better with Kratos if he had personally faced off against the gods he's already killed during his revenge era and made peace with that part of himself? during his current peace era than Faye. Just saying. Look, I'm more confused as to why use her in a game that sounds more relevant to Kratos the more I think about it. Until I remember it's apparently fine to sideline men for women in their own franchises, when the opposite never really happens. But it's cool. We can just impersonate women in real life and really make going to the bathroom uncomfortable. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I just gotta say, if we're all gonna lose our male fantasies, then you gotta say hello to the Kong Dongs whenever you need to go take a piss in the Disney World bathrooms, Jan. The cute ribbon mascot thing and the humor that comes with it feels very out of place. But to be honest, so was a non-revenge crazed Kratos back when the 2018 game came out for me, but that's me, and I don't want to shove my foot in my mouth. Even if that's a fetish now. In my personal opinion, the entire exercise is dumb, and I'm willing to bet money that it's because an out-of-touch CEO or marketing consultant saw that Ragnarok didn't do nowhere near as good as the 2018 game, and they thought they could make it up with a cute mascot for merchandising, because they know Faye figurines are not going to sell anywhere near as well as Kratos and their tiny mistake did. But that's just my personal theory. Overall, I think it's a bad idea on par with the gameplay that for some reason, I don't know, I just can't put my finger on it. It feels off for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's because I haven't touched the franchise since my attempt in 2018. But the gameplay just made me think of Astral Chain and Devil May Cry rather than God of War. And if I'm thinking of other games, man, while looking at the game you're trying to sell me, then I think we have a problem. Either it's you, either it's me, or maybe it's the warring we did along the way in the World of the Gods. But I think we're just gonna have to deal with it and just make the best of it. There, I addressed the talking points that I think layman's wise are more important. If I thought this entire exercise in making a God of War game without Kratos and sidelining him for his wife and the bickering that came out of it was all in good faith, which it wasn't. Judging by how this entire debate is a one-for-one, the same one we got with Rey Palpatine, Ms. Marvel, and Indiana Jones when they tried to sideline and bait and switch their audience, as well as with the individuals who are involved in this clusterfuck, then yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit skeptical and you're gonna have to forgive me. I personally think that they are sidelining Kratos and are probably going to do that long term if this game succeeds very, very well. But that's my own opinion, and we'll see what happens later on. Ugh, opinions. Something the internet takes umbrage with these days, and now wants to act like they're our parents and shame us for not accepting this thing like it's God's gift to mankind, or even call us gay for wanting Kratos back. So let me get this straight. I'm gay if I want to play as the God of War in the God of War game, instead of playing as a woman who looks like she mixed fentanyl and crack? Cool warrior dude or woman who looks like an ill version of herself. Which way, Western Ape? Anyway, back to the funny gorilla being an asshole. The part that pisses me off is the people who got a problem with the people who aren't happy with this entire thing, and are bitching and saying, why can't you just accept it? You must hate women BS. That anyone paying attention to literally every other hobby people have had that are nut-centric in the past decade have been hearing since the dreaded Gamergate 1, the rise of the feminazi. Issue 5 being the first official appearance of Sarkeesian and Zoe Quinn, by the way. See, as the internet does what they do best, as well as anybody who is in a mindless drone does best, it made jokes and social media posts roasting the game. For example, making fun of the protagonist Faye, who's played by Deborah Ann Wolf, and good lord, that is a downgrade that is not gonna do it, but is a contender to challenge that ugly ass treatment that the actress who was in Star Wars Outlaws got. So anyway, the jokes flew and people were joking around, and amusingly enough, they were almost forgetting about it with the bickering that came out of Stellar Blade, and god damn! Ignoring the fact that a lot of the talking points against Stellar Blade are eerily familiar to the first game, almost word for word, but story for another day. But then, people who wanted to white knight for Faye in God of War decided to jump into the fray and pretend that nerds have never had an opinion before in their entire lives. In the joys of the culture war, here are the main talking points these people are using to try to make you look like a bad person for not wanting to play this game. You're mad because it's a female protagonist. Ugh. I yearn for the days we can just say women again. These fucking freaks. You're mad because it's a woman protagonist. 2. You're mad she's not a hottie, even though the actress they are modeling this character off of is. And of course, number 3, can't we all just enjoy games? I'm tired of the culture war. Go touch grass, and I am calling this shit out now. Let's start with the hating on women narrative. Firstly, the literal next few days later, the people who you are accusing for misogyny were cheering for Resident Evil Veronica and the Stellar Blade sequel like they had just won the World Cup. There's also the love for Lara Croft and, well, to be an A2 from Nier Automata. You know, for those who have stronger memories than potheads with ADHD and TikTok. Hell, people forget that 9S was just as much of a protagonist in that game than 2B. But almost no one ever talks about the guy. Justice for the only man with an all-access pass to that ass. Too bad he never got the chance. Or the many other women in video games that no one has had an issue with. For example, Metroid. So shove it, you caught farming shows in waiting. That neatly segues into the she has to be attractive argument. I mean, yeah, what's the issue? Look, we're not saying they have to be runway models of yesteryear. With the trolls of today making me wonder who thought any of these choices of body positivity were a good idea. But she should be appealing to the eye. I mean, why for the love of all things quasi-pure and sacred? Why is it such a problem to say, I like attractive women, and I want my genre media to have larger-than-life men and women who look good? If I'm staring at an ass, I want it to be a nice ass, okay? I'm tired of seeing brick shithouse men who always look like they're about to give your girlfriends or wives the old giddy-giddies, and the women look like they haven't seen a shower since God made Sunday. My lord, it's like the before and after commercials, but in reverse. The boogeyman is looking at these abominations and saying, boo, you are doing way too much. On principle, these women should be insulted with this shit and demanding why the ginger got a 1-to-1 recreation where they look like half of them have 5 irons between their legs. She's dead in this game, and to that I say for how long? Decomp ain't that fast. She looks like Tim Burton just finished watching Polar Express and said, oh, I'm about to ruin these CGI nightmare-fueled creations' entire careers. I bet if Faye gets hit in the head at the right angle, you're gonna see worms falling out of her head. That monster isn't attacking her because she's an op, it's probably because she smells like hot ass and period blood, which should track with what happens to the body when you die. So maybe that's why it's happened. You may think I'm being a little too rough on this, but I'm just balancing the scales after all that you must be a gooner or you must hate women defenses that the people who have any form of critique over this game have been getting. This is what you made me. This is what you've turned me into.
She needs to be loved. She deserves it. Don't we all? You, me, we deserve to be loved. I deserve to be loved! I just want to be loved. What?
Yes, she is in battle, but if we've learned anything from Wonder Woman, 2B, Supergirl, Ms. Marvel, Rogue, etc., is that you can kick ass and look good at the same time. I say, for 2026, let's make women sexy again. I refuse to believe that women are ugly just so men ashamed of their libidos and mid-bitches can feel represented. Even Melania thinks so, don't you, Melania? You had the entire of 2010 and cinema and TV to have your fantasy. Now leave our action fantasies alone, you charity cases. Listen, I'm no stunner. That's what everybody tells me. I'm no stunner. But an ape can dream, and if VTubers can help mid-bitches and trannies LARP as 10 out of 10 women, then fuck you. My fantasy goddess and wish fulfillment characters should look the part. Project for 2028 presidential campaign and Gamergate sponsorship. We can make it happen. Oh, Bungus said, yes we can. Well, I say, we can make it even better. Something else that's got me pissed off is that some of these motherfuckers seem to have forgotten what medium this is. Why can't we all just play along and just play game Kumbaya? Fuck you! This ain't no echo chamber. This is the gaming world. We talk shit here. We tell you we're gonna fuck your mom/sister because you stole a kill. We crash out over stupid shit. We dish it out the way we get it, and we definitely don't agree on everything. If that's controversy to you, then I'm calling you a fucking tourist and have no place in gaming. This ain't about Twitter, Reddit, or even the fucking internet. You fucking clods. It's about people being fucking people, and using the same talking points about Captain Ballbuster is only going to make this thing crash and burn like half of the self-esteem some of you white knights have when you discover that women don't find gamers that attractive. Speaking of which, this, you can tell, have never touched a woman type of response was dumb when they used it on married people, and is dumb now. What skill tree is unlocked by having a woman touch your nuts? What, is it exclusive to PS? Or is Xbox in on this? Is it Microsoft Gaming, or what? Is Nintendo playing this? What about women who play games? Do they have to feel like they have to play a homeless-looking woman who's murdering an entire afterlife with a Disney mascot and sassy sword? What's the game pass that comes from having a woman's attention? Pardon my old age showing itself, but gaming used to be synonymous with your girlfriend is your right hand when I was coming up. And you know what? The medium was a hell of a lot more fun back then. At least back then, we could accurately define a woman, and the birth rate wasn't spiraling like the life expectancy of anyone who tried digging up dirt on the Clintons during their presidential time. So maybe, just maybe, you can go jump off your own asses and let us make our memes in peace. It ain't that deep.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
So, despite what I've just been saying, I do have to be honest. I don't think the game looks all that ass. It looks more mid to me. Between cutscenes and gameplay, I'm not even sure which is which. The gameplay looks like it will make some people relatively happy, and if you're into the new God of War games, I don't know, you might like it if you can ignore everything else. Look, for me it's the principle of and the choices and who are involved that have me looking at this and saying it's not for me. But at the end of the day, I can respect those who want to be into it. You lose me when you start being a prick and choosing to label people for having a damn opinion and then saying, I'm not hearing it, just because, again, you don't agree with that opinion. But at the end of the day, I don't think any of us have any real power over any of this because it's a popular IP and gamers are a very dedicated bunch. They'll stay with their franchises until they start doing hectic, stupid, and bad choices.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah. And I don't think this game is gonna flop, to be honest with you. It's just the moral grandstanding and then like acting as if you're the moral arbitrator or the one who's right just because you think one way and that's it, is what's annoying to me. If the memes bother you so much, go to what's left of the comic book industry and Blue Sky and enjoy your echo chamber. I, for one, will just sit back and enjoy the memes, even if I don't fully agree with them, because at the end of the day, I understand what they really are. Just jokes. Eat me. And if we're gonna be real, no one has an issue with women headliners. There are many video games and TV shows and movies that already challenge that narrative. The character isn't even a real person, so why is dunking on her bringing out the male feminist in some of these people? I for one think you are the lot who need to go touch grass, if memes and jokes about a game character gets you in the feels like that, or if we don't want to play the same game as you want to play. Hit the like and subscribe button if you found this shit funny, and if you're a real one, go ahead and comment. Even if you disagree with my views, go ahead, it's cool, I don't really mind all that much. Comment away, but don't start calling people sexist or misogynist or whatever for their opinions, even when you know that opinion is cap. I'll catch you guys next week with my grievances with the PSYOP, takes of Stellar Blade. Don't think I've forgotten about that shit. See you later. Later, taters.